ततः प्रविश्यामवाचं मां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाकृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ईशावास्यमिदं समस्तभुवनं यत्त्वार्थगेहादिकं ब्रह्मण्येव मुमुक्षुणा नवरतं निष्ठाविधेयात्मनि अर्हत्वाय च तत्र कर्मविहितं कार्यं पुरा निष्फलम् विद्वानित्थमुपाचरन् हि भजते निर्लेप आत्मेश्वरम्। भिन्नोऽस्माद्विषयाशयोऽन्धतमसः लोकान् प्रयात्यात्मः संसारं यदविद्यया कलयते स्वात्मन्ययं ह्यात्मः। तत्त्वं निश्चलमात्मनो विजववद् चित्ताद्भतातीन्द्रियं सर्वव्याप्यपविक्रियं रविमरुत् वह्न्यादिचेष्टादधत्। विदुषां विभात्य विदुषां दूरस्थवद्यत् पुनः सर्वान्तर्बहिरास्थितं तदयते भूतेषु सर्वेषु यः। भूतान्यात्मनि तत्र पश्यति च यः भूतानि यस्याप्यसौ आत्मैवास्ति यदा तदास्य विदुषः कशोकमोहोदयः। आत्मासौ विभुरभ्रवत् प्रविमलः भास्वानलिङ्गो तनुः शुद्धोपापहतः प्रभुः सकलदृक् मुक्तो मनीषी ध्रुवः। सर्वेषां परिभूः स्वभूः सममयः संवत्सराख्यप्रजानाथेभ्यो विदधद्यथोचितमिमान् अर्थान् समीष्टे स्वयम्। आत्मानं यौपासते दधति ते स्वाभाविकीं ब्रह्मतां कार्यं ब्रह्म तु ये भजन्ति तैमे हैरण्यगर्भं पदम्। ये विद्यां समुपासते मददृशः गच्छन्ति तेऽन्धं तमः देवादीनपि यान्ति हन्तकुधियः देवादिपूजापराः। So we were reading the Bhashya corresponding to this fifth verse in the previous classes. The fifth verse, as I was mentioning to you, is essentially summary of 6 mantras, starting from 9, running up to 14th. Ishavasya essentially has 18 mantras. 18 mantras, there is one verse exclusively devoted to one mantra. So Ramaraja has basically summarized this 18 mantras into 6 verses. So this verse in particular, verse 5, basically puts together the content of 6 mantras. The word Vidya and Avidya was elaborately discussed as to what they mean in the context of Ishavasya Upanishad mantras. So we also saw that the word Vidya and Avidya generally mean something else, whereas in this particular context, so Vidya is Devata Upasana and Avidya is karma. Karma, not any karma, but Shastra Vihitam karma. The Shastra Vihitam essentially means, so we should just take Nitya and Naimitika. Okay? So Kamya is also Shastra Vihita, but here he specifically in the commentary, Bhashyakara says Agnihotradi, which is essentially Nitya and Naimitika. Okay. Now let me try to explain the verse. So we saw the introduction to that. The verse in the first quarter, it basically summarizes what was stated before in order to draw a distinction. What was stated before was so Shokamohau tarati tatra ko moha kashoka ekatpamanupashyataha. So having stated that, it also described the nature of Brahman. Saparveda Chukram. What is the Atma Tattva? So whose knowledge can help you transgress Shokamoha? So that was the content of the 8th mantra, and that was what was paraphrased in the 4th shloka. Then I told you that there is a elaborate discussion as introduction to mantras 9 to 14. Okay, these 6 mantras. So here Ramaraja says Atmanam yavupasate. Atmanam yavupasate. What does this mean? Upasanam, as I was mentioning to you, is dhyana in this context. Upasanam is dhyana. Upasanam can also mean physical sevanam. So it is more of a mental activity. Now, Atmanam yavupasate means the one who keeps contemplating on the nature of Atman. What is the nature of Atman? That was described in the previous verse. Atmasau vibhurabhravat pravimalaha. So that is the description that we find. Okay. So this Atman essentially means the subject matter of the word I, the core of the word I. In fact, I, when we use aham pratyaya vishayaha. So aham pratyayasya sakshi I am Atma. See, usually aham karomi, aham pathami, aham dukkham anubhavami. When you say this aham pratyayasya vishayaha antahkaranavachinna chaitanya. So this antahkarana is always tagged with this aham. Without the antahkarana being active, the very notion of aham does not arise. So this antahkarana is not active during sushupti. So antahkarana is not active. So this antahkarana in its passive state, you do not have even this aham pratyaya. So this aham pratyaya says sakshi, so he is Atman and he is Pravimalaha. So that is what was described. Saparyaga chukrama kayam avranam asnaviram. He is totally unconnected. Totally unconnected with what? Unconnected with this physical body, unconnected with sense organs, unconnected with mind also. So any of them is being perceived by this. Okay? So he is the Sakshi perceiver. Okay? Now this is a beautiful verse. I think somewhere this Vidyaranya says, Vedmiti yadbaladātha navedmiti cha yadbalat. Understand? So navedmi, that I do not know. Vedmi, that I know. Okay? Vedmiti yadbaladātha navedmiti cha yadbalat. So tadanya nirapeksham sat bhati tyasmad guror vachaha. He says. So that is how we need to. Vedmi, when you say, this antahkarana comes into play. Understand? So Vedmi, when you say, I know. So now this is a very interesting observation which we need to keep in mind. When he says, Atmanam upasate, means as it was described in the previous verse, who is completely unconnected with. Okay? So who is the witness of all this? Witness of all this, witness of the activities of all these instruments which we are blessed with. So he is this Atman. So Atmanam upasate means the one who understands this to be the true nature of Atman and who contemplates on it again and again. Okay? So then, whatever I tell you, okay, that doesn't really bother you. He is short, he is tall, he is black, he is idiot, he is bright. Okay? Whatever you describe doesn't bother you. So Atmanam upasate. By doing so, dadhati te svabhavikim brahmatam. And here he says, svabhavikim brahmatam dadhati. So this person, see, this dadhati, so dadhati means bears, wears, supports, there are various meanings. Okay? So dadhati, brahmatam dadhati means, so he becomes one with that Brahman. Okay. Brahmatam dadhati, so he nourishes, he protects. Brahmatvam, so brahmatvam, brahmata. So brahmatvam means Satchidananda Rupatvam. So the Satchidananda Rupatvam, which has been snatched away by associating this with these entities, this mind body sense complex, and superimposing their properties upon this Atman, the true nature of Atman which has been grabbed away, is protected by you. So there is nothing which is actually gained by you, but by dropping certain notions, you have protected yourself. Okay? Dadhati te. And you have protected yourself, that is what is being stated by Swabhavikim. The Swabhavikim is something which is very important. So it is the nature of Atman. So the nature of Atman has been misunderstood by you, and therefore you were getting into various kinds of miseries. now dadhati swabhavikim brahmatam dadhati. Means you once again gain back. Okay? So this is like Kanthagata Chamikaranyaya. It is there with you. Nothing to be done. So something which was there had to be knocked off. So that is what is meant by Swabhavikim Brahmatam. Te means those people. So those people who contemplate upon the true nature of Atman, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, so they are able to gain their own glory. So the glory is Ananda Rupatvam. So that is what is being stated in the first quarter. So it has to do with the connection between the previous two mantras. Tatra komo kashoga ekatvamanupashyataha. That state is achieved through this Atmopasana. Okay? So Atmopasana essentially here means so repeatedly thinking about the true nature of Atman. So that is what Atmanam yavupasate dadhatite. Okay, they bear the fruit of this. Dadhatite, those people. Swabhavikim brahmatam. Then, in order to make a distinction, now he says, Karyam brahmatu ye bhajanti taime hairanyagarbham padam. Karyam brahma. So, Karyam Brahma is a certain phrase which has to be understood. Karyam Brahmatu ye bhajanti. Bhajanti means so those who keep propitiating. Okay? So this bhajanam, usually the word bhajanam is used to do nama sankirtan. Bhajanam means sevanam. So bhajanam. Okay. So it can be of various types. Okay. So it can be archanam, it can be bringing some water, it can be thinking, it can be doing abhisheka, it can be whatever, various kinds. So this karyam brahmatu. So this karyam means which has some physical form. Upadhi Vishishtam. Okay. So Karyam Brahma. So this Upadhi Vishishtam Brahma ye bhajanti. So those who keep propitiating that Taime Hairanyagarbham Padam. So Hairanyagarbham Padam means the state of Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha is a term which I think earlier also we described in some context. So this is used in the scripture in order to refer to Sukshma Sharira Samashti. Let me explain this by an example by which you will be able to appreciate this somewhat abstract concept. For instance, suppose you think of a dense forest. Okay. What is this forest? It is essentially the conglomeration of a variety of tree, bushes, creepers, etc., etc. Right? So is it different from? So the samashti means so this conglomerate. Okay. So this whole thing, if you can conceive of, then you call it forest. Is there anything which is separate from these individuals which constitute that? No. But when you say vanam, it seems that you are referring to some different entity other than those things. Okay. So similarly, one can think of the Hiranyagarbha to be the Sukshma Sharira Samashti. So the Sukshma Sharira Samashti is what is referred to by Hiranyagarbham Padam Karyam Brahma. So this Karyam Brahma tu ye bhajanti. Okay. So Hiranyagarbham Padam, there is that particular thing. So the idea here is whatever you keep contemplating upon, you become. Yadbhavaha tadbhavati. So this is what people generally say. Then he moves on and then says, Ye vidyam samupasate maladrishaha gachanti tendham tamaha. Okay. Before going to that, let me read the commentary corresponding to the first two lines. Yakhyānam Prakrita Atmajnanasya phalam vadan. Prakrita Atmajnanasya. Prakrita means so something which was discussed just now. Understand? Prakrita means the previous verse described about the nature of Atma. So Prakrita Atmajnanasya. So the Atman which we were discussing just now. So the knowledge of that Prakritatmajnanasya phalam vadan. Phalam vadan. Tatstutaye upasanantara phalanyapi darshayati. So if you have to really speak of the distinct nature of this, so then you may also have to compare. Compare something else and then say. So suppose you have to describe what will be the comfort in Rolls Royce. So then you may have to say, so if you go by Maruti 800, so you will see this and this jet, that. So none of them will be there. Something like that you have to say. Similarly, he is saying, so tatstutaye means in order to bring out the glory of this Atmajnana, Prakrita Atmajnanasya phalam vadan tatstutaye. So in order to bring the glory of that in a better way, so he says upasanantara phalanyapi darshayati. So he also explains that. Then he says ye atmanam upasate. What is atmanam upasate? Aham brahmasmi iti pashyanti. Aham brahmasmi iti pashyanti. What is this aham brahmasmi? Aham chidrupaha. Aham ananda rupaha. So this is what it is. Ye atmanam samupasate. Upasate. Aham brahmasmi iti pashyanti. Yadva chintayanti. There are two things. This is an interesting thing. So Pashyanti is you experience it. But this experience will not come in the first stage. That comes only through Chintana. Okay. Therefore, he says Yadva Chintayanti. Those who are in the process of gaining this jnana permanently. Yadva Chintayanti. In fact, there is a statement. Normally we don't do that. Balastavat krida saktaha. Tarunastavat taruni saktaha. Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. Pare brahmani kopi na saktaha. You understand? So balastavat krida saktaha. So you keep playing. Tarunastavat taruni saktaha. So he is just moving around. Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. So this is something which my father's teacher was saying. My father's teacher, 25 years ago, I was learning something from him, some Nyaya Shastra, little bit. So then he was saying, so he was Vruddha, almost 83, 84 then. So he was saying, he was much worried about his grandson and granddaughter's marriage. Okay. So during the class, I mean, he was once saying, 2-3 times saying, yeah, so either before the class or after the class. Once he starts the class, I mean, nothing will come. I mean, he's just like short bullet truck. He will just go. He will even close his eyes and then he will do patha. Before and after he was saying 2-3 times. One day I said, Sashile, எதுக்கு இதெல்லாம் பத்தி கவலைப்படுறது? தானா நடக்கிறது. See, this will anyway, whatever is going to happen, is going to happen. So this is what I was just telling him. Since he was repeatedly saying in one class. Then he said, hey, உனக்கு இதெல்லாம் தெரியாது. You are young, I am old. So Acharya has said, Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. So when you become old, perhaps you will know. So that is what he was saying. Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. இங்க வந்து, so this ye chintayanti means, so this training has to start beginning, okay, right when your sense organs are under control, okay. Aham brahmasmiti pashyanti yadva chintayanti te ime vidvamsaha. So these people are described as vidvamsaha. Okay. Swabhavikim sahajam. Swabhavikim means sahajam. Sahajam means it is born with you. It is there. So this is used in order to explain the fact that it is not something which has to be gained by you. Understand? Sahaja means born with you. Nothing to be gained. Okay. So this cloth, etc., are to be gained. See, sahajam, just that being Shanta is your nature. So only when you bring in some thought which is likely to disturb you, you will not be disturbed. So that is what he is trying to say. Sahajam brahmatam dadhati. Okay. It is up to us to let which thought should occupy. So it is something which we need to practice. Brahmatam dadhati yetu karyam brahma. He uses no karyam brahma. So for that he says sopadhikam brahma. So sopadhikam brahma bhajanti taime hiranyagarbham padam. So there is something called Satya Loka, which they say. So this is Brahma Lokam is there even in Sutra Bhashya. You will see Brahma Lokam. It's there in Upanishad. How do you describe this Brahma Loka? Is it Brahmano Loka or Brahmacha Tatu Lokancha? See, when you say Brahmano Loka, so then it refers to the loka of some entity. Okay. So there the discussion is Brahma Loka. Okay. So you should use Samanatikaranyavritya. Natu Shashti Tatpurusha. Anyway, so here Satya Lokam. Satya Loka should be understood as, okay, specific. We have this various lokas which are listed. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. So that is how you have to understand. Okay. So it is a nomenclature. Okay. So this Hiranyagarbha as a samashti, okay, is described to be residing in Satyalokam. So that is how we have to understand this word Satyalokam bhajanti. Now the later half of the verse. ये विद्यां समुपासते मलदृशः गच्छन्ति तेन्धं तमः ये विद्यां समुपासते. There that avidya was vidyayaha anya avidya karma. Now here what he is trying to do is he is actually paraphrasing 6 mantras, as I have been repeatedly telling you. So one has to do with vidya and avidya, the other has to do with sambhuti and asambhuti. So three mantras will be almost identical in the Ishavasya Upanishad. So the sambhuti and asambhuti, so there we find sambhuti means that which has been born out, essentially karyam. Okay. Asambhuti means that which is not born, which means this maya prakriti. So here that is what is hinted here. So he is clubbing these two, and therefore he is saying ye avidyam prakritim upasate maladrishaha. Maladrishaha will be understood as vichetasaha. Vichetasaha. Vichetasaha means those who have lost their capacity to distinguish. So this is what is called vichetasaha. In fact, vichetaha can refer to the unconscious state also. So vichetaha can also refer to a state where you have lost the ability. You need not become unconscious. So we have this phrase, no? Karpanya dosho pahatasvabhavaha. Karpanya doshena upahatasvabhavaha. So the state is being described there. It is not that he is kripana, but that dosha temporarily has occupied him. Karpanya dosha. What does it mean? Kripanatvam means, so you have lot of resources, but you cannot use it. You are blessed with resources, but you are not blessed with the idea to share the resources. Similarly, I have the ability to think, but I am not able to think. That is what Arjuna describes. So that is why Karpanya dosho pahadasvabhavaha. So that is what he is. So that is what he is saying. Vichetasaha maladrishaha. Maladrishaha means when there is something else which is far more superior. When there is something else which is far more superior, he is unable to think of that, but he is tying himself with something. So that is what it is. Maladrishaha vichetasaha. There is a beautiful sloka there. What is it? In Vairagya Shatakam. Somewhere we have this person knows that all these are anitya. Okay? All these are anitya. But somehow what is it? Song is coming. Initially it starts with he
Tunga.
no, Tunga is not. There is before that. See, he knows that this is all Anishvara for Ache. Chiram, even for a long time. So there is this Chiram, even for Chiram. Anyway, so we'll see. Ye vidyam, it may come little later. So ye vidyam prakritim samupasate maladrishaha vichetasaha. So there is a word which actually says he becomes vichetaha. Stambhena. Anyway, vittastambhataha is the prayoga. So there is a prayoga. Vittastambhataha. Hey, take that back. It may have. Pratihata dhiyaha is the word. Huh? No. Vittastambha pratihata dhiyaha. Krito vittastambha pratihata dhiyam anjalirapi. So that is what it is. Krito vittastambha pratihata dhiyam anjalirapi. Okay. Tomashe moghashe. Tomashe moghashe. Kimaparamato nartayasi maham. Krito vittastambha pratihata dhiyam anjalirapi. This is, you understand that? Vittastambha pratihata dhi. Sometimes it is shokastambha pratihata dhi. That is what we have done. See, stambhena pratihata means beaten by a stick. What is the stambha? That he is saying vittastambha pratihata. I am a rich person, I am a wealthy person. So this is stambha, and that comes and beats, and thereby it is becoming dysfunctional. Krito vittastambha pratihata dhiyam anjalirapi. That is what is meant by vichetasaha. Maladrishaha means as a result of that, so his mind gets into wrong things. So malameva trashtum sheelam yasya. See? So it is directed towards dirty things rather than pursuing worthy things. See, that is what is meant by maladrishaha, vichetasaha. So Arjuna was shokastambha pratihata dhi. Understand? Shoka in the form of stambha. Okay? So it made him lose the intellect, the ability to think. So vittastambha pratihata dhiyam anjalirapi. Anyway, so maladrishaha vichetasaha te andham tamaha gachanti. Te andham tamaha gachanti. Okay? So they enter into darkness. Then he says, Devadi puja paraha kudhiyastu Devadi nevayanti. Adiga, what is kudhihi?
Kutsita dhihi.
Kutsita dhihi yasya saha kudhihi. What is kutsitatvam? Kutsitatvam can be of a variety of types. Kutsitadihi means pursuing cheap things. That is also called kutsitadihi. Pursuing wrong things, that is also kutsitadihi. Okay. So this kutsitatvam is something which is censurable. So this description here is Devadi Puja Paraha Kudhiyaha. He is saying this Kudhiyaha is to be understood in the light of what has been stated before. So it doesn't mean that for those who keep worshipping, okay, so, or Kudhihi not in that sense. So Kudhihi, when there is something which is far better to pursue, so if you cannot do that, then you are losing the reach that you can gain by that. The richness, okay, so the loftiness which can be gained through that pursuit is something which you will be missing. So it is in this sense it is used. Okay. So when there is something which is far better, superior, so if you do not do that, so then that is Kudhihi here. Devahadinapi yanti hanta kudhiyaha devadi puja paraha. So this we explained in great detail in the previous class by describing that mantra itself. So Devadi Puja Paraha essentially means, so those who try to gain certain power through certain upasanas. Okay. So they are all limited. So it is in that sense you should understand the phrase Kudhiyaha. Okay. So this is something which is far superior than the other thing, no doubt. Okay. That is why I was building this example in the last class. So Bullock cart, Maruti 800, Hyundai, then go to BMW, then go to Rolls Royce. So these are all so lower level things, but it is far better than going by something. See, in those days, I used to be really happy. See, my grandfather will make me walk 4 or 5 kilometers along with him. Okay. But when they say that we are going today by this bullock cart, then there was huge amount of joy. Understand? Because I can save walking. That was at the age of 7, 8, etc. Okay, so this that is what we need to understand. Devadi puja paraha kudhiyastu devana yanti. Devana yanti means by that you may acquire the power of that deva. You may become the deva also. But then this is also anitya. So it is not shashvatikam sukham. So the director's head will work. So you may have some joy by becoming a director. But there are also other kinds of problems. If you become a deva, see, somebody will be pestering you. You have to be ready. Devadi puja paraha. Read the verse. Atmanam yavupasate dathati te svabhavikim brahmatam karyam brahmatu ye bhajanti taime hiranyagarbham palam ye vidyam samupasate maladrishaha gacchanniti endham tamaha devadinapi yanti hanta kudhiyaha devadi puja paraha. So finally, in his commentary, so Ramaraya says hante ti khede. Why does he use the word hanta? Kheda. Kheda means a deep sense of pain in his heart. Sometimes we feel this, no? This, however much my father used to say, these people, I am trying to repeatedly tell, so come for the class and sit. They somehow find a mechanism by which they want to escape attending the class. This is the balyavastha, balasthavat krida sakta. That fellow goes and watches some television. Okay, a cricket match. Okay. If it is there, so they want to bunk the class. So there is what kheda. Inna samal theriyadille. Pain. Okay. So what does it serve? So you read this bhashya, you understand this mantra, you will become a good scholar. No, they would not do it. That is what is khede. Means there is some superior goal which is available for. Okay. Why not pursue that? Why pursue? To acquire some limited powers, then become unlimited. See, that is what is indicated by hanta iti khede. Kimiti sarvo lokaha atmanameva upasya atmasahijyam na prapnoti iti shochati lokamuddishya kavihi. Understand? Lokamuddishya sochati means, so considering the pursuits of people, so he, the kavihi, means the author of this work. So here kavihi means the author of this work. Kavihi. So he himself writes commentary, but he will refer to him as kavi. See, as a commentator, see, so he has to refer himself as kavi.
I agree with it.
So the kavihi means various things. So here, kavihi. So kimiti sarvo lokaha. Kimiti is kimityakshepe. Here. Kimiti lokaha. What is it that this is being done by these people? Use that one. So kimiti sarvo lokaha atmanameva upasya. When there is such a phala for this atmopasanam, why not do that? Atmanameva upasya. Atma sayujyam. See, sayujyam, as I was explaining the other day, is the fourth stage, becoming one with. Sarupyam, samipyam, salokyam, sayujyam. So the sayujyam, atma sayujyam na prapnoti iti shochati lokamuddishya kavihi. Okay. So then, this is the last verse. So let us read the verse. Yo bhano ravimandalantaragatam.
Yo bhano ravimandalantaragatam. Yo bhano ravimandalantaragatam.
Svavamanetrasya cha.
Svavamanetrasya cha. Svavamanetrasya cha.
Khyatam dhyayati kanchananga purusham.
Khyatam
Dhyayati kanchananga purusham. Khyatam dhyayati kanchananga purusham. Brahmatmakam svabhida.
Brahmatmakam svabhida.
Brahmatmakam svabhida. Ekarshe prakatayat channam mukham brahmanaha. Ekarshe prakatayat channam mukham brahmanaha. Ekarshe prakatayat channam mukham brahmanaha. You can actually split that, there is no problem. Prakataya channam mukham brahmanaha. Suryosranupasamhareti kalayan. Suryosranupasamhareti kalayan. Suryosranupasamhareti kalayan. Ante sayati ishwaram. Ante sayati this verse, the last verse, basically summarizes the last 4 mantras of the Ishavasya Upanishad. So the previous verse came up to 14th mantra, 15, 16, 17, 18. So these are the 4 mantras which have been paraphrased in this, the meaning of it. I will read those mantras, chant just first now, and then I will briefly explain, then we will see. Okay. This 15th mantra, it actually starts with Hiranmaye Napatrena. So that is why you find the word Kanchana. So Kanchanam is same as Suvarnam. So that is same as Hiranmaya, Hiranyam. So Hiranmaye Napatrena Satyasyapi Hitam Mukham Tattvam Pushanna Pavrnu Satyadharmaya Drishtaye. Then 16th. Pushanne Karishe Yamasurya Prajapatyvyuha Rashmi Samuhate Joyate Rupam Kalyanadamam Tate Pashyami. So he prays. Prays to whom? Sun. Pushan. There are 4 words which have been used to address in this 16th mantra to Sun. Each one has its own meaning. Pushan, Yekarishe, Yama, Surya. These are 4 words. All the 4 are addressing words to Sun. Pushan, see they use a word called Pravritti Nimitta. The Shabdasya Pravritti Nimitta. So Pravritti Nimitta means you use this Shabda in order to convey this idea. Though they mean one and the same entity. So the way this word got itself originated, okay, so that conveys something else to it. So Pushan, when you use for sun, it means Pushnatiti Pusha. Means the one who nourishes. Okay. All the nourishing activity in this world is happening because of his race. Pushnati, Phalam Pushnati, Vriksham Pushnati, Latam Pushnati, Shariram Pushnati, vitamin D. So other day, 12:30, 1 o'clock when I come for lunch. So I was repeatedly observing one professor, electrical professor, okay, near the tennis court. I was asking him, why are you here? He says, Pushan, the race of Pushan to absorb in my body, vitamin D deficiency. Okay, Pushan Ekarishe, Pushan. Then Ekarishe, Ekarishe. How do you understand? Hariga. Only Rishi. See, Rishati, Rishagatau. Okay. Rishagatau, Rishati means Gachati, that is the dhatu. But then you can ask this question. Ekayeva Gachati, Rishati Gachati. How? So many things who are going. Eka is only one. Rishati means Gachati. This refers to sun. How will you explain? Gauhu Gachati, Ajaha Gachati. So everything goes. In space, suppose you say. In space also many things go. At this distance, suppose you say. There also too many celestial bodies are there. So then, how will you explain? So this has to be explained by conceiving of the daytime. During the daytime, you see, when the sun is up, you cannot see anything in the sky moving from east to west. This gamanam will be understood as motion from east to west. So the only body which keeps traversing, okay, so along this direction is sun. So you do not see the motion of any other celestial body. During night, of course, you can see. Okay. Bhushan Nekarshe. Then Yama. So why is sun called Yama? Sanyamanat means he controls the activity. Sanyamanat Yamaha. So in those days, definitely, so getting up and engaging with activity is only during daytime. Okay. So Sanyamanat, see, the one who controls. This can be in a variety of ways also, the Sanyamana. So that is why Yama. Okay. So Sarvasya Sanyamanat Yamaha. Then Surya. See. So we have Surya here. What does the word Surya mean? Surya. Surya. So this comes from Srigatam. So Gatau is once again, see, setting into motion. So what is set into motion? So Acharya has nicely given three things. See, Rashminam, Prananam, Rasanam. So what is set into motion by this person? So you can metaphorically think of the rays. Okay, so they are thrown. Okay, Rashmi now. Second thing is Prananam. The second is the life. See, day after day, so the life is going. So day after day, so this keeps decreasing. So how many hours are remaining for you to live? So that will keep ticking down. You understand? So this is Prananam. Okay. Then third thing is Rasanam. Rasa here is to be taken as water. That is most obvious. He sets into motion the motion of this water molecules. Okay. Grabs from one place, showers in another place. This is all because of this activity. Okay, that is how Surya, that is how he explains the connotations of four different words employed to address something. Pushan Nekarshe Yama Surya Prajahapatya Vyuha Rashmi. Prajapatya means Prajapatehe Apatya. So there are two. Sun is one and Yama is another. So both are Prajapatyas. Prajapatya. Then he says Vyuha Rashmi Samuha Tejaha. This is a prarthana. So prarthana is, I am unable to see you. So try to help me observe you by withdrawing the Rashmis, the Tejaha. Samuha Tejaha. Yattehe Rupam Kalyahanatamam. So this Rupa during daytime is little difficult for me to watch. So may you present that form. Samuha Tejaha. Yattehe Rupam Kalyahanatamam Tattehe Pashyami. Then he says, Dosa Vasau Purusha Sohamasmi. So there is a lot of deep idea behind saying this. See, Dosa Vasau Purusha Sohamasmi. This is essentially this Mahavakya kind of a thing. After that he says, Vayuranilam Amritamadhedam Bhasmantagni Shariram Om Kratosmara Kritagvismara Kratosmara Kritagvismara. And finally there is a Prarthana to Agni. Prarthana to Surya and Prarthana to Agni. Agnenaya Supatha. This mantra will be there in almost all Veda, but the swara will be somewhat different. Agnenaya Supatha Raye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yo Dhyasmadyo Puranameno Bhuyishtante Nama Bhuktim Vidhema. So it ends with a Prarthana. Agnenaya, in the right path. Supatha Raye Asman. I want to do good things, but I am unable to execute them. Oh Agnenaya. So please change my mindset. Agnenaya Supatha Raye. It is essentially a submission. Yeah. Willful submission of your will to Ishvara, and that gives you power. Supatha Raye Asman Naya, may you lead. So on the top, may you lead to light. Essentially, so this is what is there. Okay. Supatha Raye Asman Vishwani Deva. Not only me, Vishwani. So this is finally he says, Bhuyishtante Nama Bhuktim Vidhema. We repeatedly offer our venerations to you. We'll see in greater detail the meanings of these mantras and the last verse in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Visghna Santu Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhavet. Om